The Chicago Bears stomp the Buffalo Bills 33-6 in their second preseason game to improve to 2-0 in the preseason. My name is Harrison Graham. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. We got a post-game show coming up, my top 5 takeaways, and yes, that includes Caleb Williams' debut. We'll react to that as well, but this was fun. Just a complete game from the starters, the backups, the deep reserves, guys who aren't going to make this team probably. They played hard and played well. Also, love to see that if you're Matt Eberflus. So, really good stuff today. If you're hyped, if you're excited about this team, hit that like button here on Chicago Bears Now as the Bears improve to 33-6. Or improved to 2-0 after a 33-6 victory here in the NFL preseason. All right, before we get to my first takeaway, we're like 6 subs away, I think, from 96,000, 4 subs away from our next milestone. If you want free and daily Bears content, the latest news, rumors, game day coverage, and a whole lot more, go ahead and subscribe today. We're going to have you covered here on the channel. All right, let's talk Caleb Williams. I thought a very solid debut. Can't give it an A grade because he did have one turnover-worthy play, but you kind of saw it all. 4 for 7, 95 yards, played 2 drives, 2 field goal drives. Second one, I think they would have had a chance to score a touchdown. DJ Moore couldn't quite hang on to a tough sliding catch. It may have gotten punched out the last second on a kind of rollout sidearm dart from Caleb, but you really saw the talent that he oozes, and he really showed it off. Early on in the game, Darnell Wright gets clipped for a holding, 2nd and 17, you pick up 5 or 6 on 3rd down, 3rd and 12, he throws an absolute piss missile over the middle to DJ for 13 yards and a first down, extends that drive, they end up getting a field goal. Second drive, you saw him roll out and hit Cole Kmet for about a 30-yard gain downfield, threw the ball about 40 yards on a frozen rope into the wind, mind you, as well. Quick game, threw a nice quick ball out to Kmet on the sideline who dropped it, but that was a positive rep. Had a scramble on 3rd and 6 for about 9 or 10 yards to extend a drive. So you kind of saw everything. You saw the pocket, quick game, throw over the middle, arm strength both in and out of the pocket, different arm angles. It was, I think if you're the Bears, you're pretty pleased because there was also a teachable moment. He threw a ball that easily could have been picked off. Now there was a penalty away from the intended target in the secondary on the Bills, so it wouldn't have stood even if it was picked, but kind of the perfect storm. Really good stuff. The talent was there. Good execution. One bad play, that's a teachable moment. I think if you're the Bears staff, you're pretty pleased with what you saw because not only do you not have to just say, hey, perfect, great job, but hey, really good job, but still got to work on X, Y, Z. Caleb Williams, man, you can see the talent, and I'm going to make a bold statement here. I think he may already be a top 5 quarterback in the league outside of the pocket. Not in general, but his ability to throw on the move with velocity and accuracy is rare, man. I mean, you saw it multiple times in this game today. Grade Caleb's debut. How do you guys think he did? A, B, C, D, or F? Since the turnover-worthy play was in there on just 2 drives of action, I'll go B+. I think you take that play away, he was pretty close to flawless. I thought he was really good. I'm sure there's stuff that would pop on tape that he could definitely correct, but I think for a debut, you got to be pretty happy with how things looked. DeAndre Swift's impact. He only touched the ball twice. He had a 3-yard carry on the first play of the game. But what he's going to be able to provide in the pass game, the screen game, checkdowns out of the backfield, they ran a screen to him. And by the way, this was another nice Caleb play. The pressure got to him a little earlier than he probably expected on the screen, and he kind of did like just a little sidearm flip to get it to Swift. 42 yards, got out in space, and was just off to the races. If the turf monster didn't get him, he might have scored. We've been hearing that throughout camp, how he is a weapon out of the backfield. And if the Bears can get the screen game rolling with Swift out of the backfield, that's just going to be something they haven't really had since Tariq Cohen, to be completely honest. So I think you're going to see him be featured early on this year quite a bit. And it's just easy completions for your quarterback, right? Like little dump offs, screens, check downs. When things aren't there, just find number 4. He's going to make things happen. So I liked what I saw from him. Again, he only played a handful of plays, but I thought the burst was there. And kind of what we've heard out of training camp, definitely translated to the game field today. Number 3, defense looks ready to roll, man. And you're without several starters. No Jaquan Brisker, no Tyreek Stevenson, no Kyler Gordon, no Montez Sweat. But the starters look good. The backups look good. The reserves look good. Jalen Johnson was blanketing people in coverage. He dropped a pick in the end zone. Where have we seen that before? Now, the receiver kind of jumped on his back and may have gotten a hand in there. Probably should have been OPI. But he looks locked in and ready to go. I thought the D-line against the Bills starters was pretty good. I mean, James Cook, their starting running back, had 4 carries for 2 yards. That's pretty impressive. Dexter got in there a couple of times. Zach Pickens had a sack. We'll talk about a couple of other defensive linemen. But from the starters on down, defense looks good, man. How about Micah Baskerville with the pick 6 in the second half? Could he push for a late roster spot? The defense is going to be good, I think, especially if the defensive line can give you somewhat consistent pressure, because I think the secondary is going to be rock solid. A couple more things I want to dive into from this one, but first I want to tell you about our sponsors, our partners, the best ticketing app that exists. That is Game Time. I love Game Time. I use it all the time for concerts, sporting events, anything else, comedy shows that you can think of that require tickets. And if you want to go check out the Bears next week at Soldier Field against the Cincinnati Bengals, I recommend you use Game Time, because they're going to get you the best price guaranteed. If you see a lower price on a different ticketing app in the same row and section that you're looking at in Game Time, take a screenshot, send it to Game Time of proof, and they will lower that price for you, because they want to get you the best deal possible. Create an account today after you download the Game Time app and use code CHATSPORTS to get $20 off your first purchase only. Terms do apply there. You want to go see the Cubbies. You want to go out to Guaranteed Rate Field and watch the White Sox. Concerts, Bulls and Blackhawks here in a couple months. Of course, the Bears all season long. Game Time is the ticketing service app for you. And oh, by the way, a little bonus. You can pay with your Venmo balance too, which I always have extra money floating around in there, so that's a nice plus as well. Download Game Time today. Code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase only. Terms apply. Well, we certainly had the Velus Jones experience today. A little bit of everything. We knew coming into this one he would get some touches out of the backfield, and certainly did some good things there. Had 6 carries for 34 yards, a long of 19, which he got an inside handoff, ran into a brick wall, bounced off it, and got to the edge and got 19, which I've said, as a pure runner, he's got strength and he's got speed. So I like that they're doing this experiment. Turf Monster got him once. Definitely looks like someone who's still learning the position still. So it's a little rickety at times. But then, like, the one time he got a chance to return a kick, he overruns the short kick and tries to catch it up here, and he muffs it. He picked it up and got to the 19, but it's just like, he just can't track the ball in the air, man. Like, if he can't even catch kickoffs cleanly, that's a problem, man. Like, when he gets the ball in his hands, he's dangerous. But it's so difficult to get him the ball in his hands. It's just like, how long does this experiment go? I get it. You spent a third-round pick on him. You want to give it a chance, and look, you're obviously going to keep him through the preseason and see if he can earn a role on this team, but it's just like 1 step forward, 2 steps back with this guy, and I'd love to be wrong. Like, again, I think there's potential here because he's such a playmaker once he gets the ball, but he's dropping kickoffs. He doesn't catch the ball well. I don't know, man. We'll see where it goes from here. And by the way, just kind of a side note, I thought UDFA Ian Wheeler down the stretch actually looked better than Velus Jones. And if he can provide special teams value, maybe he's got a shot to make the team. All right, 2 defensive linemen I want to stand out here. Daniel Hardy, number 92. You've probably seen him flash a few times. Austin Booker as well. He ends up with 2.5 sacks, 5 tackles, and 3 QB hits. I get a lot of that damage was against deep backups, but that kid's got a motor, man. I think he's going to be able to rotate in on pass downs and give you some pass rush ability. Daniel Hardy, is he your 4th or 5th edge? I don't want to give Dom Rob credit. He blew up a run play early on in this game, so that was a good rep for him. But Hardy and Booker, we know Booker's going to make the team as a 5th-round pick, but could this Hardy cat make it as well? I thought he looked good last week too. The Bears' defensive line as a whole, I think, had 7 sacks. So starters good, backups good, deep reserves. I get it's preseason, but you just kicked one of the AFC contenders' ass for 4 quarters, both with your starters and your backups. So, hey, I think that counts for something. If you're fired up, be loud and bear down. 33-6, the Bears get it done over the Buffalo Bills. If you're fired up, get those bear downs going in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe. We are on the verge of hitting 96,000 subscribers here on this channel. Appreciate the love and support you guys continue to show. Bear down. We'll have another video tomorrow as well.